Hi, and welcome to Fall Asleep with Henrik. I'm Henrik, and you're sleepy, and it is what it is. What happens, happens. And as of right now, there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. So, with that said, let's just go. Hi, sleepy. Hi, and welcome back to my humble abode. I'm Henrik, and this podcast is not meant for actual listening, although listening is, well, it's not frowned upon. You're welcome to do with my voice whatever you please, whatever you find suitable for your own needs at this very moment. And don't get me wrong, I am all for the action. I'm all for doing things. But as of right now, as I said in the beginning, there is nothing we can do. And by that I mean, if you could do something, you would probably do it, wouldn't you? So this could be either a case of you needing to fall asleep and there's nothing really that you can do. And then there's this other type of apathy that strikes us humans from time to time. An apathy that prohibits us from action. We can be stuck, at one very thin, tiny point from which we cannot choose the way we're going to go forward. And that's another type of inaction. That's another type of almost sort of a freezed moment. But what I mean with, if it were easy for you to do something, you would probably do it. That includes even this freeze-framed moment. Okay, so I'm not making myself very clear, am I? So this is the case with this podcast. I'm just talking. As you can hear, English is not my first language. And I'm trying to formulate my idea. So you can just put me on in the background and fall asleep to my voice. That's the main point with all this. I had a psychologist once who said, when we talked about my different shortcomings, she said, well, if it would have been easy for you, you would probably do it, right? And that stuck with me. This has been a few years now. And yeah, that's true. So whatever it is you're writing yourself to results, whatever it is that makes you lie awake at night, trying to punish yourself into some sort of result, some sort of end game, know that if it were easy for you, you would do it, because we do things that are easy. But for some reason, whatever it is that you feel the need or urge or obligation to do is not easy for you at this moment. So why not take this particular hour and just ignore the fact that some subconscious part of you or conscious part of you needs you to do something. So I'm trying to explain my main philosophy in this, I guess. It's not about doing nothing. It's not about apathy. It's not about, washing your hands from the responsibility of being a person in the world. It's about giving yourself time to not do anything, to do nothing. And I guess that's stuff that I'm trying to learn to do as well. So hello to you, sleepy, wherever you find yourself in the world right now. Welcome to this podcast, which really has no purpose other than to help you fall asleep. That's not to say that you absolutely must fall asleep at once or even at all. You are, as I said, free to do whatever you like with this audio. You can listen to this awake or dozing, annoyed or amused, frightened or curious. You can be green with envy while listening to this podcast. You can be upside down on your couch. You could be irritated by my rambling, or you could be feeling small and alone and confused. Maybe you're overall confused now, sleepy. That's an awful state, isn't it? Confusion. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a button that you could just press and then all of a sudden confusion went away? Everything is permitted here. This is a safe audio space in which you can drift and wander. The only thing I wish from this is that you let my voice be your company, and perhaps let me be your messy mind for a while. So I will talk about whatever, People sometimes, the podcast has now been going on for more than a year, and well, the Swedish equivalent of this podcast has been going on for almost 7 years now. But, well, more than 7 years actually. But this English version is a little over a year old. And people write to me now from all over the world describing when and how they listen to the podcast, whether it's on the train home from work in Sydney or a dorm room in Toronto and someone in Naples and people in Australia and Austria and Germany and Poland and India and France. And I read each and every email, and it floors me every single time that this silly thing that I do has reached so far. Often when I see people in the Facebook group discussing the podcast or giving opinions of it, I resist the urge to jump into the conversation. It feels wrong somehow to insert myself into your discussions about me and my show. But I read most of it, of course. I actually read nearly every post that I can come over, that I can discover regarding my podcast, because this is still, the English version of this podcast is still extremely small, with like 10 or 15,000 people listening all over the world. But I would love it to be bigger, and that's why I'm really, really interested in what you have to say. And whenever you share content or your opinions of it, it truly makes me happy. Like blissfully happy. Sometimes I might comment or click a heart emoji just to show that I'm here, but I try not to do that as much anymore. It's like being at a party where everyone is talking about you, but you're invisible.